Hi friends, welcome to Ivy's Fortress. I'm Ashanti, your reading friend, and we are reading Big by Vashti Harrison. This is a New York Times best-selling creator. She's an author, she's an illustrator, she's a lot of amazing things. So if you can, I think she has a website you can check out, or you can follow her on Instagram and Twitter at Vashti Harrison. And you can also visit her at vashtiharrison.com. She does a lot of beautiful picture books, and I like this one because it has an amazing message. So let's just go ahead and get started reading. I already have my reading glasses on. We're outside in a beautiful sunny area, sunny day, and we're in a shady area because the lighting can be a little bit too much when it's coming directly from the sun. And so you'll hear some noises in the background, but nonetheless, we're still going to enjoy our story time because that's what reading is about. It may not be the picturesque moment that we always want for story time, but it can definitely be a valuable moment we share with each other. So let's get reading. Once there was a girl. She had a big laugh and a big heart and very big dreams. And it was good until it wasn't. Sounds like something I can relate to. The first picture book, written and illustrated by award-winning best-selling creator Vashti Harrison, traces a child's journey to self-love and shows the power of words to both heart and heal. With spare text and exquisite illustrations, this emotional exploration of being in a world that prizes small is a tender portrayal of how you can stand out and feel invisible at the same time. Okay, so this one is a pretty large book. It's a big book too. So there's not many wordy pages, but there are going to be some moments where we have a little bit of discussion because there's pages without words. And that gives me a perfect opportunity to tell my own story. And I love adventurous books like that. So let's get reading. Big by Vashti Harrison. This is a Little Brown and Company published book. Once there was a girl with a big laugh and a big heart and very big dreams. That's me. No, I'm just kidding. It's not me, but that's how I feel. She learned her ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. She always says please and thank you, and even put away all her toys. At dinner, she ate all her food. What a big girl you are, the adults would say. And it was good. She grew and learned and laughed and dreamed and grew and grew and grew. And it was good. She thought things like sweet, kind, caring, considerate, smart, creative, graceful, nimble, free, fun, compassionate, and imaginative were words she described herself with. But until it wasn't. You're a big girl, aren't you? She's bigger than all the other kids. The lady's looking at her because she's big. And she may think that she needs to be in different clothes. One day, something big happened. I can't wait for the recital. I'm going to be a rose. I'm going to be a daisy. Oh no. Help! OMG! Well, look, she's stuck. Moo. More like moose. How rude. And her teacher's trying to help her out of that swing, but they both tumble on top of each other to get her out. And she says, "You could have hurt someone. Don't you think you're too big for that? You're in big trouble for getting stuck? How mean. I would hate to have a teacher like that." It made her feel small. The words stung and were hard to shake off. Moose. Too big. Ha ha ha. Cow. She began to feel not herself, out of place, exposed, judged, yet invisible. Everyone had advice. That's no good. Try this instead. But that kind of hurt too. This is perfect for you, even when she's unhappy. The flower costume won't fit. You're just too big. Where are you going? What did I say? Something mean. A lot of mean things is what you said, little teacher lady. She goes off into a corner. She hides in a space all alone. And she continues to grow as her feelings grow stronger and stronger of sadness and loneliness. Uh-oh. Ouch! She wants to get out of there. And she doesn't want to be recognized by anybody. Aren't you too big to be crying? Have you tried being smaller? Why can't you just fit in? One day, she finally let it all out. Too big. This one says, graceful, moose, ha ha ha, big girl, big cow, creative. But it looks like the pink ones are the ones that she likes. And big is one, creative and graceful. See how this pans out. And started to see things more clearly. Let's see what happens. She decided to make more space for herself and was able to see a way out. I want y'all to notice something. She made more space for herself, but I didn't shrink. I just moved out of the way. We'll talk about that point later. These are yours, big girl. Ha ha ha. Too big, cow. They hurt me. Not everyone understood or even listened. It's just a joke. It's not that serious. You're too sensitive. Some tried. I didn't mean to hurt you. But they still couldn't see. I can help you change if you want. No, thank you. I like the way I am. That she was just a girl. And she was good. Imaginative, creative, compassionate, good, gentle, smart, funny, sweet, kind. All words I use to describe my daughter. The end. Wow. So sometimes we recognize that people may be physically larger than us, and we may use words to describe them that they don't like or don't really fancy how they feel about themselves. So we can do one of two things. We can apologize and try to find out the words that they like to use about themselves, or apologize and move on, but apologize. Or we could absolutely do nothing and not help anyone make this a kinder, safer, positive place for everyone to be. And I don't like that option. And you can like that option, but I don't think we'll dwell in the same places if you do, because people want to connect with each other. They want to be kind to each other. And it's always a good place to be kind. But if you're not willing to be kind, eventually you'll see that people are not going to be willing to be around you. So, kindness doesn't have to be this boastful, big, grand emotion of nice, gift giving, complimenting behavior. It doesn't have to be that. It just has to be respecting people's boundaries, understanding their perspectives, and moving in life in a way that respects everyone, treats everyone with love and kindness. That's what kindness is. So let's try it. I don't know. Maybe you're already doing a great job at being kind and I'm preaching to the choir. But maybe you're not and you need a little help. This is a great book to check out at your local library to build that kindness in your spirit. Well, of course, I'm carrying on in my talking habits, so I'm going to share with you the author's note. In childhood, big is good. Big is impressive, aspirational. But somewhere along the way, the world begins to tell us something different. That big is bad. That being big is undesirable. I was never a dancer, but I did get stuck in a swing when I was younger. Some of the older kids and I were playing on the baby swings and I couldn't get out. I was the only one to get into trouble. My size indicated to adults that I was big enough to know better, even though I was still just a kid. I learned that day that my body did not fit. It did not belong, and adults no longer saw me as a little girl who could make innocent mistakes. While my experience was far less overt than the one in this book, the thoughts and words at work are the same. A child sits in the crosshairs of adultification bias and anti-fat bias. She is subjected to judgments and prejudice that are harmful and have lasting effects. Still, she finds enough self-love to return the words that were unkind and unhelpful. I hope she will stand as a guide to all who need to see her journey, especially those of us who are Black girls in big bodies. I remember thinking I couldn't wear pink, that it was too bright a color and might make me stand out. From an early age, I developed insecurities that told me it was safer to shrink into the background and try not to call attention to myself. I chose the color palette for this book to reject the old thinking. In color psychology, pink is associated with gentle love, tenderness, and nurturing. Pink flowers symbolize innocence, joy, playfulness, and happiness. These are all things this girl deserves. Her body is not a problem that needs fixing, and neither did mine that day on the playground. What needs fixing are the implicit bias we all hold. I wish I could give the girl a hug. The part of her that is me is the part of her that might be you, and tell her that she's deserving of all the care and joy in the world, no matter what. And the good news is we're all deserving of kindness, caring behavior from others, and love from every experience we have. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. So instead of being unkind and unhelpful because you had an experience where things didn't work out, share more kindness. Be encouraged to share more helpfulness. Be of service to others because they will appreciate it. And your soul, your spirit, and ultimately you, when the story's end and the adventure's over, will be glad that you chose to be kind too. All right, a little bit about our author and illustrator. Vashti Harrison is the #1 New York Times best-selling creator of Little Leaders, Little Dreamers, and Little Legends, and the illustrator of I Love You Like Yellow, written by Andrea Beatty, Matthew Cherry's Hair Love, and Stephanie V.W.'s Lucia Novik's Hello Star, among others. She received a Coretta Scott King Illustrator Honor for Lupita Nyong'o's Sulwe, and is a 2-time recipient of the NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Literacy Work for Children. Vashti lives in Brooklyn, New York, and invites you to visit her at VashtiHarrison.com or on Instagram and Twitter at Vashti Harrison. I really do love her illustrations. They bring a very gentle, soft spirit to books, and I hope that you can check out more books by Vashti Harrison at your local library or purchase them at a bookstore near you. All right, friends. That's all I have for you today. Catch you next story time. Bye. We truly enjoy sharing our adventures with you here at Ivy's Fortress. If you do too, like our videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Well, what are you doing? It is your choice, but we'll race you there. Bye.